I'm Yesenia Taveras, and welcome to Conexión, The Connection, a television show that seeks to connect the Hispanic community to programs and services in support of them. On today's show, we'll learn about Aspida of Delaware, an organization that is impacting our Latino youth, and we'll learn about a 5K walk in healthcare that is going to pretty much be an interest of our Wilmington community here in Delaware. But first, I have here with us a principal who is going to tell us all about a dual language elementary school here in Wilmington, Delaware. The name of the school is William C. Lewis Dual Elementary School, and her name is Ariadna Castañeda. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Buenas tardes.
Thank you for coming. Now first, Ariadna, the reason why I wanted to bring you out to La Conexión is to show our viewers the benefits of getting their child involved in a dual language school. Now, William C. Dual Language Elementary School, William C. Lewis Elementary School here in Wilmington, is one of two. Another one that we do have is Las Americas Aspida. And so we kind of see this picking up in a lot of our states here in the United States. Can you tell us more or less what is a dual language school?
There is a lot of variety of dual language schools. Our in particular, it's also called two-way. It can be either dual language or two-way. In that school, we have English-speaking students and Spanish-speaking students together learning in the same classroom, both English and Spanish. So they're learning academic language in both.
Okay, and what is the model that you are following at William C. Lewis Elementary School?
There are different models. We're following what it's called 50-50. So 50% they're learning in Spanish and 50% they're learning in English. So the way it works is they will go in the morning, for example, and they start in Spanish. So they will get Spanish language arts and math in Spanish. They get science in Spanish, and they get social studies. In the afternoon, they go into English. In English, it's mostly English language arts, and then they will get some concepts, reinforcement of math, science, and social studies. The next day, then, they will start in English in the morning, and in the afternoon, they will change. So we call the day an A day and a B day.
And what are some of the benefits that these children are receiving while attending the school?
Well, it's a two-way, like it says. Why? Because the English speakers are having the opportunity to learn another language, which in this case is Spanish. And for the Spanish speakers, there's also a benefit. Some of them, believe it or not, they don't really know Spanish. They hear it at home, but they don't know how to read or write Spanish. So they're learning both their Spanish language from origin, right, their heritage, and the other one is they're learning the English language.
Okay, and now can you speak about the setting in the classroom? Are there two different type of groups? How does that work?
Yes. There's two teachers, so we have partner teachers. We have a teacher who teaches completely in English and a teacher who teaches completely in Spanish. So the children move. They switch during the middle of the day. So then the teacher that is only in Spanish only talks in Spanish. Every communication, everything in that classroom is done in Spanish. And all the communication is done in English with the English teacher. Okay? So that's how it goes. So it's kind of neat because the students know, and they know where to go, who to talk to, and what language to use with each teacher. No matter where they are, that teacher would only speak Spanish, and no matter what they are, the other one would only teach English. So it's kind of neat.
And can you tell us the difference between Governor Jack Markell, his initiative? He has the Delaware World Immersion Language Program. What is the difference between that and that at your school?
Well, the Immersion Program just started, and we are part of that also at Lewis. Started in kindergarten. It's starting just in the state of Delaware, the Immersion Program. And it started in K and First. The only thing I can say is there are different schools and there are different types of immersion programs. For example, at some others is a one-way immersion. That means most of the children speak English and they're learning another language. Okay? But in our case, it's a two-way because we have English speakers and Spanish speakers learning both languages. So that's the difference.
And why should a parent whose child is only speaking Spanish be interested in attending your school, or why should a parent whose student only knows English be interested in attending your school?
Well, let's face it, we are in the United States, and most of everything that we see is in English. So the students will definitely learn English. That is something that it's going to happen. But unless we keep the Spanish, they will lose the Spanish. And by that, I'm not saying the social language, the communicative language. I'm talking about the academic language. They will lose that language unless we provide them with that. That means they need to know how to read books, write about them and everything. Well, if we don't do that, they're going to lose it. Once they start in school, most of our schools, they teach Spanish, but they teach Spanish in like a foreign language. Yes. Not this as a really second language or first language for native speakers. So that's what we're trying to do when we do that. I think it's really important too, because generations are changing, and we're growing up in a world that is different. So if we can continue with that, we make sure that we connect it with our heritage, because definitely we need to learn English because we're going to live in the United States, but we really need to keep our heritage language.
And in regards to our generations changing, how are you, the school, going about getting the parents involved? A lot of us come from different countries, and our parents as well, they're learning the English language. But then what happens is with the younger generation, they tend to speak more of English at home rather than Spanish, so they kind of lose that second language, which would be the Spanish language. So how do you get the parents involved in their homework at home and really keeping that Spanish language intact?
So students have an agenda. So some of the teachers write everything for them in Spanish or in English. It depends on what the parent speaks. But we also connect them in different ways. For example, we have English as a second language classes for parents. And then we have Spanish as a second language for the parents who speak English. So we have both. So in that way they're connected. We have what we call Immersion Parent Night. They come in and we tell them what we're doing in the school, so they learn what the students are learning. So that's we connect. We also have programs, events. We have had like Saturday libraries when parents can come and be with their children and learn what their children are doing. What we're trying to make sure is we tell parents, if you don't speak English, that's okay. Help your child in Spanish at home, okay? But if you speak English, if you want to do that, that's good as well. But as long as you're helping your child, no matter what languages, to keep it up, that's what we want.
Wonderful. And lastly, can you tell us a little bit about how a parent can get their child into your school?
Well, there's two different ways, but I can tell you this. If you live, because our school is part of the Red Clay Consolidated School District, so if you live within the boundaries of the school, you can simply go to that school, but knowing that your child is going to learn 2 languages. Now you have to start in kindergarten. That's a must, because that's the only way that we can move through, learning another language. Now, if you want to, the same thing goes. If you're not part of the Red Clay School District, but you can choice into it. So that means that you have to apply for choice.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Ariadna, thank you so much for your time, and I really look forward to see what the school has to come with upcoming programs and events for the kids.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, y les quiero mandar un saludo cordial a todos los padres de Lewis. Gracias.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And please stay tuned. We'll return after these short messages.